Today we will start with methods of determination of reaction mechanism in the chapter Mechanism of Organic Reactions. So, how we can determine the reaction mechanism present in a reaction, how a reaction will take place, what mechanism will be involved in a particular reaction can be determined, and there are various methods by which we can determine the reaction mechanism. So what we will start with, what is reaction mechanism? Reaction mechanism is the detailed description of how a chemical reaction actually takes place is called reaction mechanism. So what will be the reaction mechanism? What is the detailed description of a reaction? That is called the reaction mechanism. And the mechanism what we propose generally for any particular reaction, that should be energetically favorable, and that reaction should be able to account for all the experimental observations for the reaction, and it should be consistent with the mechanisms of similar reactions. So for a reaction, what the mechanism we propose from the methods of determination of reaction mechanisms, that must be energetically favorable and should be able to account for all the experimental observations for the reaction, and should be consistent with the mechanisms of similar reactions. So these conditions must be satisfied by a mechanism which we propose for a particular reaction. So the various methods for the determination are product analysis or identification of products, and second is detection of the intermediates, and third is isotopic labeling, fourth is isotope effects, then kinetic evidence, then stereochemical studies. So these are the various methods by which we can determine the mechanism of any reaction. For this, we will start with product analysis, and we will take up examples along with it. First is product analysis. As the name indicates, product analysis is in a reaction we take up one product and then analyze it, that how that product can be formed. In this, if we take up an example in chlorination of methane, in chlorination of methane we get various products, but one product which is formed in a very small amount, that is ethane, is taken up, and then we analyze for the mechanisms by which ethane can be formed. All the mechanisms cannot give ethane, only that mechanism which will give ethane, that will be the mechanism proposed for that reaction. That is, first step for the reaction mechanism is to identify the product formed in a reaction, including the side products and the proportion in which they are formed. So in this example, in chlorination of methane, we take up a side product, that is ethane. So what the reaction is actually, methane with chlorine in the presence of sunlight gives chloromethane plus HCl. In this reaction, all the hydrogens are replaced one by one. That is, first we get monochloro, then we get dichloromethane, then trichloromethane, then tetrachloromethane. In that reactions, a side product is formed, that is C2H6 ethane, that is in very small amount. So to find out by which mechanism this can be formed, we choose free radical mechanism. In free radical mechanism, we can get ethane, which can be easily explained. That is how we can get ethane by free radical mechanism. The free radical mechanisms involve three steps. The three steps are chain initiation step, then chain propagation step, and then the chain termination step. So free radical mechanism has three steps: chain initiation, chain propagation, chain termination step. In chain initiation, what actually occurs is chain initiates, that is, it is initiated by Chlorine, when in the presence of sunlight, gives free radicals. These free radicals then propagate the chain. That is, these free radicals then react with the reactant methane and to give this methyl free radical plus HCl. And then this methyl free radical then reacts with another molecule of chlorine to give chloromethane and chlorine free radical. That is, one hydrogen of methane is replaced with one Cl, that is chloromethane is formed. So if these steps are repeated again and again, then the second hydrogen will be replaced, then third hydrogen will be replaced, and then fourth hydrogen will be replaced. So the chain propagates from the chlorine free radical, and then the chain termination step. In this, possible products are any two free radicals can combine, any two free radicals. So these chlorine free radicals can combine to give this one chlorine free radical can combine with methyl free radical to give this. If two methyl free radicals combine, then we get ethane, and this product cannot be explained by any other mechanism like electrophilic addition mechanism, electrophilic substitution mechanism, or nucleophilic substitution mechanism. It can only be explained on the basis of free radical mechanism. It means that this chlorination of methane, in this chlorination of methane, the mechanism involved is free radical mechanism. So in this way we can analyze the product, and from the product we can find out which reaction mechanism can be proposed for a reaction. So the small amount of ethane is used to find out the mechanism, that is the side product is used. So only free radical mechanism must be involved in chlorination of methane on the basis of ethane product. So second is determination and detection and isolation of intermediates. In this, the intermediates are isolated. If they are not isolated, then we try to detect them. So first is isolation of intermediate. If the suspected intermediate can be isolated, then that is isolated, and then it is subjected to the same reaction conditions after isolation. That is, the suspected intermediate is then isolated, and then it is subjected to the same conditions, and if it leads to the same product which must be formed from the original reactants, then that intermediate is chosen as a indication of the mechanism of a reaction. Example, in Hofmann bromide reaction, in that is acid amides are treated with bromine in the presence of sodium hydroxide, then this N-bromoamide is formed as an intermediate, and this intermediate, when isolated and given the same reaction conditions, then the final product is formed, and this gives the indication that this is a intermediate involved in this reaction. By this we can find out the further mechanism for the reaction. If the intermediate cannot be isolated, it can be detected in case of unstable. If intermediate is unstable, then in that case we can detect it, that is like free radicals, carbocations or carbon ions. Then this intermediate is detected by some spectroscopic methods such as IR, NMR, ESR, Raman spectra. Example, as we see in this nitration of benzene, in nitration of benzene, nitronium ion NO2 positive is involved as an intermediate. This is detected by Raman spectra. That is, Raman spectra indicates that in this nitration of benzene, this intermediate is involved, which cannot be isolated, but it can be detected, and it is detected by Raman spectra. And that when benzene is nitrated in the presence of nitric acid and concentrated sulfuric acid, we get nitrobenzene plus water. But when we see its mechanism, in mechanism we see that this NO2 positive attacks. This attacks, which indicates that it is a electrophilic substitution reaction, which is formed from nitric acid and sulfuric acid gives nitronium ion plus water plus HSO4 negative ion. So this nitronium ion attacks the benzene, and then the further reaction goes on. So this which acts as the electrophile is detected by Raman spectra. So the various spectroscopic techniques help us to know which intermediates are involved in a reaction, by which we can suggest a mechanism. For nitration of benzene, the mechanism is electrophilic substitution reaction. So third is trapping of intermediate. In some cases, intermediates cannot be isolated and they cannot be detected too, but they can be trapped. They can be trapped with a particular compound. They can be trapped with a particular compound, and that is called trapping. That example, carbenes. The carbenes are very reactive and they can be trapped with some compounds like cyclohexene in this case. When this CH2N2 diazomethane in the presence of sunlight gives carbene. This carbene cannot be isolated and it cannot be detected, but when this is present, this compound traps this. How it can be shown? This cyclohexene forms this cycloaddition product, which indicates that carbon is formed in this reaction. So the intermediates can be trapped. And similarly in benzene, where benzene intermediate is involved, it can be trapped with a compound that is anthracene. So in which 3 benzene rings are present. So next is the isotopic labeling. In isotopic labeling, what does this? Some atom of a molecule is replaced by its isotope. That is called isotopic labeling. That is, hydrogen atom by deuterium can be replaced, or oxygen 16 oxygen can be replaced by oxygen 18. So that is called isotopic labeling. That is, a particular atom is replaced by its isotope, like hydrogen by deuterium or oxygen 16 by oxygen 18. Example, as an esterification of carboxylic acids, in this we replace this oxygen of alcohol by 18. That is, this oxygen is not a normal oxygen, not a 16 oxygen, it is its isotope, that is 18 oxygen. Now this oxygen is present in the ester or not. It indicates the breaking of bond. So in this, the question is, this oxygen is present in ester or this oxygen is present in ester. This can be indicated. If this is present is ester, it means this bond breaks. If this oxygen is present, then we can say this bond breaking takes place in the process. So in the esterification of carboxylic acids, that this carboxylic acid, that is acetic acid, reacts with alcohol in the presence of acid, to give this ester, and in this ester this O18 is present. It indicates that this bond has broken. So that is, alcohol OH bond breaks not, and in acid this carbon oxygen bond breaks, and this indicates the further mechanism how it will take place. That is, when the esterification of acetic acid is carried out with ethyl alcohol, in which oxygen 16 has been labeled with oxygen 18, the product consists of ethyl acetate containing O18 and water containing the O16. This is possible only if the above involves the COH bond of acid and OH bond of alcohol. So this bond of acid and this bond of alcohol is broken in the process, which indicates further mechanism. So now this it involves not necessary to use completely labeled compounds, that is all atoms should be labeled. It is not necessary, only few can be labeled, and in this only radioactive isotopes can be used. This is not necessary. We can use stable non-radioactive isotopes also in this isotopic labeling. So this is all about the isotopic labeling, and in this we have done three main methods by which mechanisms can be determined. First is the method in which the product analysis is carried out. Second, in which detection and isolation of intermediate is carried out. Third is isotopic labeling, and then further we will continue with other methods by which mechanism of reactions can be known. So thank you.